A night filled with considerable flash flooding, a few tornado warnings, at least one confirmed tornadoes, and unfortunately, at least four fatalities from flash flooding in the San Antonio area. How are we looking forward to tonight and tomorrow? Let's talk about it in this Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hi there, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. It is Thursday, the 12th of June, 2025. Want to thank everyone who's been hitting the like button on these videos, and if you haven't already, click subscribe to get notified when we publish new Texas weather forecasts and live severe weather coverage. It has unfortunately been a very active last 18 hours across the state of Texas. We had at least 3 tornado warnings overnight into early this morning, one northwest of San Antonio, one just southeast of Wimberley. That was a confirmed tornado with a brief tornado debris signature, and then a circulation southwest of Houston early this morning that prompted a tornado warning. Unfortunately, as expected, the flash flooding was the main story, and we've had at least 4 fatalities, and that number sounds like it is going to rise out of San Antonio alone. We've got considerable flash flooding still ongoing in several areas. A lot of rivers, creeks, and streams are running very full or out of bank, and those impacts will continue for the days to come as all those floodwaters begin moving downstream in their respective tributaries. In terms of what we expect over the next couple of days, well, let's get to it. Severe weather outlook for this afternoon and evening. The potential for isolated severe thunderstorms with perhaps a brief tornado, gusty winds, maybe pocket change size hail in the coastal bend, the coastal plains, southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle up into East Texas. Widespread severe weather is not expected, but we can't rule out a couple of rotating thunderstorms that may try to spin up enough to produce a brief tornado, those strong to localize damaging winds, and maybe a bit of hail. Flash flooding and heavy rain will by far remain the predominantly significant hazards going through the day. On Friday, we begin to shift into more of a summer-like pattern across the state. With that, we're going to see the risk of isolated severe thunderstorms move back into the Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas, and the Permian Basin. Afternoon, early evening thunderstorms capable of producing large hail, localized damaging winds possible. Can't rule out a couple of very weak landspout tornadoes. The difference between them and supercellular tornadoes, besides my alarm going off, is that they are they're not related to, the springtime supercellular type issues. They're more related to a lot of low-level heating. One way to think about them is glorified dust devils. So those are possible, but we don't expect sustained tornadic activity going into tomorrow's thunderstorm risk. Going into Saturday, the potential for isolated severe storms with large hail, damaging winds, heavy rain, and lightning. The Panhandle, West Texas, down through eastern New Mexico, the Permian Basin, the Trans-Pecos, and the Big Bend and Davis Mountains. Otherwise, here's what the high-res rapid refresh model is giving us for the rest of today, tonight, into Friday. You can see it does quiet things down this evening through much of overnight. We could see a few storms by early Friday morning redevelop across southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle, into the Brazos Valley, East Texas. If that occurs, we do expect another possibility of very heavy, localized, but very heavy rain that could result in flash flooding. The risks for parts of the hill country, central Texas, definitely seem to be waning at this point for additional heavy rain, which is good. Otherwise, we are anticipating a few showers, North Texas, the big country overnight into Friday morning. Heading into Friday afternoon, scattered thunderstorms capable of damaging winds, heavy rain, large hail, the Panhandle, West Texas, the Permian Basin. That activity across the Panhandle, West Texas, into the Permian Basin will diminish as it moves east late tomorrow night. But, again, we could still see some heavy rain continue into the early morning hours Saturday. Saturday afternoon, evening, another chance for scattered thunderstorms. The Panhandle, Oklahoma, perhaps extending into Texoma, North Texas. We'd have to keep an eye out for heavy rain potential, gusty winds with that. That'll all depend on, how things shape up over the next few days. Otherwise, this model does indicate scattered showers and maybe a few storms continuing across East Texas, North Texas, the Arklatex, into Monday. Monday afternoon and evening, scattered thunderstorms moving in to the Panhandle, West Texas, Permian Basin out of New Mexico. Those die out by late Monday evening. Going into Tuesday, well, you can see much of the state generally precipitation free, but an active pattern may continue for some areas with the possibility of afternoon and evening pop-up thunderstorms. It does look like we are going to finally start shifting into a more summer-like pattern next week with the development of an upper-level area of high pressure that could begin to shut off rain chances to several parts of Texas and bring summertime temperatures to the state. Forecast rain totals over the next 5 days. This is through Monday night, the 16th of June. You can see we are expecting the heaviest rains, including today. Southeast Texas, the coastal plains, the Golden Triangle, East Texas, Northeast Texas, but the potential for still localized rainfall amounts over 2 inches across the eastern panhandle, northwest Texas, Texoma, North Texas, central Texas, down through South Texas, with hit or miss thunderstorm activity possible over the next 3 to 5 days. Widespread heavy rain and thunderstorms like we saw the last few days is not expected to occur at this time. But if you end up under one of these storms, of course, you could pick up a few inches of rain in the span of 60 minutes, given the fact we have a lot of tropical moisture in place. Longer Range Climate Prediction Center outlook through the 25th of June, 19th through 25th of June, they do maintain relatively equal to slightly wetter than average weather conditions possible across Texas, along with the southeastern United States, the Great Lakes, and the Midwest. So even though rain chances will start to diminish next week, they're not going to go completely away. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. We do not have any sort of tropical mischief out in the Gulf, the Caribbean, or the Atlantic Basin to speak of over the next 7 days. So we don't have to worry about that. We will keep a very close eye on thunderstorms and threat of flooding throughout the day. You can do that with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website, texasstormchasers.com/radar. We also have a 24/7 live stream, texasstormchasers.com/live, or where you're watching this YouTube video. As always, we'll do our best to keep you updated. I realize we weren't doing live coverage last night. I'll be honest, it just wasn't expected. We didn't expect there to be tornadoes at, 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. That's on me. Our moderators were there doing their best to keep y'all updated in chat, but I get that's not the service you expect from us, and we'll work to do better with that. So, with that being said, apologies for that, and hope everyone has remained safe. We'll do our best to keep you updated on the latest weather over the coming days and as we head into the summer months. Until next time, y'all have a good day. God bless.